Today is a day for us to go on a little tour. A tour around the Roman Empire. Once again, we're checking out some of the many different mints that struck coins for the Roman administration. And in case you're wondering why in the video title this is marked as episode 3, that is because quite a long time ago I've made 2 episodes on Roman mints. In case you haven't seen them, you should really check them out after watching this video. The link to these will be in the description down below. The proposal of these videos is really relaxed, no complicated history lessons. We will go over some coins struck at different places around the empire at different time periods too, and learn a bit about why such coins were minted, why they were minted the way they were minted, and make some conjectures as to why a mint was established at the place where they were minted. So let's get started. And we kick things off with this very unique little coin here. When you think about a place that would be picked for a coin mint, a very costly endeavor, as you needed a lot of resources and manpower to get a mint going and striking coins in industrial quantities, it's common to think that the major cities of the empire would be picked. And you would be right. Most major cities had their own mints. But for this coin in particular, we will see how the use of coins was one of the instruments used on the Romanization process of newly captured territories. Let's go to the far west of the empire, to the province of Lusitania. The complete conquest of the Iberian Peninsula by the Romans took a fantastically long time, around 200 years, and only by the time of Augustus, the first Roman emperor, that the entirety of the peninsula was considered fully pacified, with the establishment of 3 new provinces, new reorganized provinces: Baetica, Tarraconensis, and Lusitania. By 25 BC, the time this coin we're looking at was minted, the province of Lusitania was by far the poorest, less urbanized, and less Romanized of these. And how did the Romans like to fix this issue? With some good old Romanization, the establishment of new cities inhabited by Roman legionary veterans or colonists, and the establishment of Roman institutions, commerce, and the widespread use of coinage. And so it happened that after the Cantabrian Wars, the last war of conquest of the far north of the peninsula, veterans from 2 of the legions involved in the conflict, the 10th Legio Gemina and the 5th Legio Alaudae, were given lands around the newly established city, Emerita Augusta, founded in 25 BC. Emerita coming from the name Emeritus, the name the retired legionaries who first inhabited the city. Not only during the war, to pay for the soldiers, but also to establish the first widely circulating coin of this new province, a legatus, an official directly instructed by Augustus, called Publius Caricius, established a mint in this newly found city, striking small change in bronze and, surprisingly, silver in imperial style and weight. Some of you might think this coin is too small to be a denarius, and you are correct. This is a quinarius, or half a denarius, minted between 25 and 22 BC at this city of Emerita. And as with most coins of Augustus, the imagery is simple but very effective. On the obverse, we have the bare bust of Augustus looking to the left around the circular border, and the legends very simple: Augustus. The reverse is a celebration of the victory of the veteran legionaries that inhabited the city. We see the goddess Victory erecting a military trophy made out of the arms and armor of the defeated Iberians. The legends were a reference to the legatus, who oversaw the founding of the city and the establishment of the mint. So we can read Publius Caricius Legatus. Such a lovely testimony to the way the Romans transformed a region to make it a little bit more like Rome, like Italy. Going to our next coin, we're doing a massive jump in time and a massive geographic jump as well. Let's head to the far east of the empire, around the year 217 AD. Emperor Caracalla is dead, and Macrinus, a man of the army, takes the position of emperor, which is quickly rectified by the Roman Senate. Macrinus has a very short reign of just around a year, and never really sets foot on Rome. being busy with the wars his predecessor put Rome into at the eastern parts of the empire. The Roman East was surprisingly rich, and also due to a loose policy from the central Roman administration of letting the locals mint denominations that were better known and accepted to them, they had a ton of different mints. One of them was Beroea, likely the second largest city of Roman Syria after Antioch. Beroea was the ancient name of modern-day Aleppo, and its coinage is quite interesting, using the old Greek system of denominations, which means the coins had legends in Greek, and having this very unique Eastern style of art that differs a lot from the denarii of the time. So what we have here is a tetradrachma, struck during the year of Macrinus' reign, so that is between the years 217 and 218 AD. On the obverse, we have this rather unique looking bust of the emperor, almost cartoonish in style, I'd say. The legends are very similar to what you could find in an imperial denarius though, but it's written in Greek. Autokratoros Caesaros Marco Opelios Severus Macrinus Sebastos, or Imperator Caesar Marcus Opelius Severus Macrinus Augustus. Notice how the dual gray color of the coin denotes that this was not good quality silver anymore. By this time, the imperial denarius was starting to lose silver purity, and the provincial coins also followed this trend of debasement. These were coins of very tough times, and things were going to get worse. Heading to the reverse, and similar to what the tetradrachma struck at their neighbor Antioch would show, we have the imperial eagle, symbolizing the strong rule of Rome. Under the eagle, we can find this lovely little facing owl greeting us. The legends translate to "with tribunician powers" as an indication that although his reign was rather recent, Macrinus had official backing of the Roman Senate by having powers of a tribune, although this really didn't make much of a difference for the emperor. We keep going forward in time. We're going a bit south of Antioch to the city of Tripolis, at the region of ancient Phoenicia. The mint of Tripolis was established by Aurelian, likely as an auxiliary mint to the main mint of Antioch. Aurelian reformed the Roman coinage, increasing the weight and silver quality of the heavily debased Antoninianus, and so he had to remove the old, bad coins from circulation that looked like little copper scraps and issue absurd numbers of the new, high-quality coins. So this mint, so close to Antioch, was likely a mint temporarily established to boost the production of coins and establish the new monetary standard of the late 3rd century as quickly as possible on the Roman Far East. So for an example of Tripolis, we're looking at this coin from Emperor Maximianus, struck at 295 AD. The same year, the entire Roman monetary system was once again reformed, and this mint was likely closed as a result. The mint of Tripolis is known for being, well, not very artistically blessed. The quality of the metal itself is good, and the coins are consistently 5% silver, as dictated by Aurelian's reform. But as we can see on the bust, the die engravers must have been somewhat inexperienced, as the busts of Maximianus and anyone who had coins minted at this mint is rather cartoonish looking and crude, with very angular features that were very easy to engrave. The legends read, Imperator Caesar Marcus Aurelius Valerianus Maximianus Pius Felix Augustus. Quite a mouthful. Looking at the reverse, we have an image replicated on most of the mints around the empire at that time. We have the image of Jupiter on the right, the king of the gods, handing victory to the emperor on the left. Between them, there are a series of mint marks and control marks, and below them the 20-1 mark to mark the silver purity. So, and around, we have the legends, Jovi Conservatori Augustoris, Jupiter, the protector of the emperors. Okay, let's go for another coin. Let's look at a distant cousin of our coin from Tripolis. A coin from the same denomination, also from the Tetrarchy, but minted at another region of the empire. Let's go to Italy. Let's go to the north of the Italian peninsula, to Ticinum, modern-day Pavia. Ticinum was better strategically positioned than Rome to provide coinage to other regions such as Gaul or the Balkans, and the mint was installed there at the end of the 3rd century. Ticinum would be one of the most prolific mints of the Western Empire for the 4th and 5th centuries, striking coins well into the very end of the Western Empire. What we have here is a coin of Constantius I as a Caesar. He was the father of the future Constantine the Great, and by this time he was the junior partner of Maximianus, the one we showed on the previous coin. This particular piece is attributed to the year 293 AD. It's hard to distinguish each of the 4 tetrarchs by the appearance of the bust alone. This was made by design to make the 4 of them look like one unreachable, undistinguishable figure, an incarnation of the imperial entity, not as single men. Heading to the Obverse, we have quite a militaristic portrait. We see the cuirassed bust of Constantius, and we can make out he has a metal cuirass under his cloak because we can actually make out the neck protector poking out of the draperies. If you notice at the neck region. He's looking to the right, wearing the typical radiate crown, and the legends proclaim his official name, Flavius Valerius Constantius Nobilicimus Caesar. Notice the last part, Nobilicimus Caesar, the most noble Caesar, as he was the junior figure, and the heir to the position of emperor once his senior Augustus, Maximian, abdicated after 25 years of reign. Going to the reverse, we have this reverse is actually quite fun, I really like it. Here we have Hercules, the great hero, fighting the Nemean lion. Maximianus and Constantius were connected to the image of Hercules, while their colleagues Diocletian and Galerius were associated to Jupiter. Therefore, on their coins, we can see depictions of Hercules more commonly, as he was part of the imperial cult at the time. Under the image, we have the numerals 20 to 1, again, symbolizing the silver content of the coin, and after it, the letter T, symbolizing Ticinum, the minting city. The legends, Virtus Augustorum, translates to the virtue, the valor of our emperors. Not very far from Ticinum, on the southern coast of modern-day France, which was called Gaul, we find the late Roman mint of Arelate. This mint was established by Constantine the Great, with staff from the recently closed mint of Ostia, which was used by his rival Maxentius. Arelate was one of the cities Constantine liked spending some of his time, and as a result, a big imperial staff quickly established themselves there, and the city ballooned in size and importance, making the presence of a mint there to pay for so many public servants justifiable. The coins of Arelate have a funny phenomena. By the time this mint was established, it was common to place mint marks on coins to show where the coin was minted. Well, this city changed names more than once. Constantine celebrated the designation of his son, Constantine II, to the position of main heir of the empire by changing the name of Arelate, the city Constantine II was born, to Constantina. And as a result, the mint marks changed as well. So up until the year 328 AD, the coins bear the marks of Arelate, A-R-L, some combinations like this. After 328, we have a sudden shift on the mint marks to reflect this new city name to something like C-O-N, cons with an S, const with a T. This can confuse a lot of collectors nowadays because that sounds an awful lot like Constantinople, the main mint of the late Roman Empire. But it's actually easy to distinguish the coins from Constantinia and Constantinople. You see, the Western Empire was Latin-speaking. Therefore, before the letters con, cons, const, you could find some Latin letter to show the workshop, while coins struck at Constantinople most of the times had Greek letters on them, and the workshop letters were typically placed after the con. Of course, this is all highly subject to variations, and each coin really needs to be studied individually to establish the mint, although this can be a good rule of thumb to at least point you in the right direction. I know Roman mint marks they're always complicated, but that's what you get when you collect ancient coins. Things are complicated, and that is part of the fun. Since all of this complicated name-changing business is all of Constantine II's fault, let's take a look at that man. Here we have a numus of him, struck between 325 and 327, so before the reform. I love these little coins. They're very affordable, very common, and very fun beginner pieces for any collector to get in good grade for reasonable prices. On the obverse, we can see this rather childlike looking bust of Constantine looking to the left. You know, quite chubby. He's wearing some fancy jeweled robes and wears the laurel crown. The legends proclaim him as a Caesar, the main heir of Constantine. Constantinus Junior nobilicimo Caesar. Constantine Jr., the most noble Caesar. Looking at the reverse, we have the very common camp gate, a symbol of protection, of safety of the frontiers from the barbarian incursions, something late Romans were very worried about. So we can see this very blocky and sturdy looking tower with what is described as fire beacons at the top to signal other outposts of any trouble, and a star on the top. At the bottom, we can see the mint mark, QARL. So you see Arl. This means that this coin was struck before the name changed to Constantina. So this is still Arelate. And of course, we have the legends Virtus Caesarum, the virtue of our Caesars, as Constantine wanted to show he was grooming strong and capable heirs to the position of assuming the empire once he passed away. And there we have it, 5 coins from 5 wildly different places in the empire, all with its own very unique style, history, and entirely different contexts. Collecting Roman coins by mints is another very interesting and practically endless quest. There are just so many mints to look for. Do you have a favorite mint? Let us know in the comment section down below. I hope you all enjoyed this little episode. Leave a like and consider subscribing or supporting the channel if you did. Happy collecting, and I'll see you soon.